communications go out in the country for like a week. And I was like, that's strange. And it's kind of unnerving and a bit dangerous because obviously I'm communicating with the folks at Liberland. I'm communicating with my family. I had a girlfriend at the time in Bulgaria. So like I need to let people know I'm alive. And there was no internet anywhere. I go to the sort of main hotel there. It's called the Ambassador Hotel, ironically.
Of course it is.
And that's a crazy hotel. You meet some quiet Americans at that hotel, and I'm clearly not one of them.
What do you mean quiet Americans?
Meaning that they're people who are there for very clear purposes, and then there are people who are there for purposes which might be involved in either warfare or cowboy capitalism, is what I would say. So either they are military contractors doing God knows what. I usually wouldn't chat with those guys. And they don't really want to chat. But then you'd also meet like NGO workers who are doing interesting projects. And then you would meet like just totally random dudes. Like the one guy, shout out to Robbie. This story didn't make it in the book, but just because it's so random. Like, so I go into the Ambassador Hotel one day. And there's another blonde American guy who's just there. And he sees me, and, you know, clearly I also am a bit of fish out of water. And he's sitting with a Chinese guy, and he's sitting with a African-American guy. And he's like, do you want to have coffee with us? And I was like, okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Like, strangers. I'm not doing anything else with my time. Still have no idea how to buy furniture. That's all I'm thinking about today. So I sit down across from him, and I meet Robbie. He is former military Marine that ended up meeting his friend, Bishop Anthony, who is a preacher in San Diego, California. Mind you, that's why they're there. They're buddies. And Robbie is, he is, I would say, sort of a cowboy capitalist. Like he's going into blue water markets, sometimes markets that either are totally untouched because they have weird regulatory issues or just because there's been conflict there recently. So he can be the only game in town, and he does large scale manufacturing. He wants to sell cell phones in Somaliland. And then next to him is a Chinese guy named David. And I was like, what's up with David? And then he's like, oh, well, David, he studies poetry and philosophy in Ethiopia, and he only speaks Mandarin and Amharic. I'm like,
and what?
Amharic is the language of Ethiopia. And I was like, that's... And so, like, Robbie and David can, like, speak together. And I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And then they're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I mean, I guess it's fair. Yeah, we both... We're just a bunch of weird guys doing weird stuff in Somaliland, huh? That's the four of us. Weird guys table over here. And so I tell Robbie about Liberland, and he's super into it. And he's like, so how can I become a citizen? I'm like, I mean, go to our website.
Is there like a join here button?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
I mean, I also feel like this is far too late for me to lodge this complaint, but I feel like I should have gotten some kind of kickback for like getting Robbie to be a citizen. Like it should, like I should have gotten like 10% of his citizenship or something.
What?
Yeah, I just feel like I
10%. How does that?
I told him about it. Maybe I should have gotten some more Liberlandian merits for making a new Liberlander.
But they still weren't making you a citizen at this point?
No, I was still not a citizen. I'm still not a citizen.
Is that just because you didn't ask?
Probably.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What, but you wanted 10. How do you get 10% of someone's?
Wanted more Liberland merits. You have to pay $5,000 to become a Liberland citizen.
Oh, there is a cost.
Yeah.
There's a real join here cost.
And then you get paid back in Liberlandian merits.
In what?
Liberlandian merits.
The fuck is that?
I don't know, but I got 6,000 of them. Yup. From my work as an ambassador. Still think I'm CIA?
Yes. Yes, I do.
So, anyway, Robbie is like, Yeah, I'm starting like, and his passport was like as thick as my thumb. I mean, it was insane, and he had been everywhere. Like he was like, I have a factory in Dahuk outside of Dahuk is like a city on the border of Turkey and Kurdistan.
What a name!
Yeah,
that's off the hook.
Dahuk. Yeah, it's off Dahuk.
That's good.
Listen, if there's Kurdish rappers out there, take it. It needs to exist. Off Dahuk. So, yeah, everywhere that he told me that he had, like, he was one of the primary umbrella importers to North Korea. He's the guy who told me about the Isle of Kish, which and he's like, yeah, I've been to Iran a lot. It's great. Anyway,
the Isle of Kish.
Kish, it's an island that's a free economic zone off of the coast of Iran. So, like, if you want to go to Iran as an American, you can just go to the Isle of Kish.
How do you spell Kish?
Kish, I think.
Kish, Iran?
Yep.
I'll just start with that. I got to pull this over here.
Yep, there it is.
Son of a bitch.
I know, isn't that...
Where is this on a map?
Persian Gulf.
No way.
Robbie knows all, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yo, this is a little too dangerously close to Iran for me, but like...
It is
this
Iran.
Looks beautiful.
It literally is.
But it's an economic free zone.
Correct.
And the Ayatollah lets this happen?
Got me. I'm barely an expert in Liberland. The Isle of Kish was just some place that Robbie told me about.
And people just live here.
They live there and they do business there. So
what
it's
does
like
their passport say?
Iran. If they're from there, then yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a free economic zone between North Korea and South Korea. Like there are North Korean workers, I believe, that work in factories that benefit South Korea.
Dude, even when you think you know a little bit about the world, right? And let me highlight how I think I know a little bit.
Yup.
You then have conversations like this, and you're like, you know fucking nothing.
It is so liberating to embrace feeling dumb.
Yes.
It's so liberating.
I so agree, man.
It's like...
That's why I do a podcast.
Goddamn right. Yeah, well done. Well done on that.
Yeah, cheers.
I mean...
I have no water in this new one right here, but we'll go with it.
That's the symbol that matters.
I keep the one down below deck, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But wow.
No, but like so anyway, he's
talking
just
about Kish. I got you off topic.
Dropping this knowledge on me, and places I've never heard about. Like you can speak Chinese and also Swedish, and you also are in Somaliland for some reason. Bishop Anthony is a random Baptist reverend. What's happening here? What is going on? And he's like, yeah, we're starting this cell phone business, and then and he was like, we're gonna go to Berbera Port tomorrow. Do you want to go with us? And I was like, I mean, I'd love to go to Berbera because the port city in Somaliland. And I said I'd love to go, but I don't have enough money for armed guards because you have to pay for armed guards if you leave Hargeisa. And
why?
They just make foreigners do it. And there's, you can get real fucked up out there. They have dissident groups. They have...
Still within Somaliland.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.